Okay, I start the recording. Let's have the roll call to determine the quorum. Just a courteous reminder, all the members, please turn on your camera. Otherwise, we cannot take your vote. Okay, so let's see. Rebecca is here. When you say here, confirm your presence by saying present or here, and whether you are alone or who is with you. Indicate if there is anyone else or any members of the public that are with you. Ma Yin Wan. Ma Yin Wan. Can you hear me?
Sorry, I was on mute here. I'm alone in my office. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. And then Nicholas Todd. Nicholas Todd. Can you hear me? Nothing. Nicholas Todd. I saw you here, but yeah. I don't have an echo. I don't hear background noise. Oh. Let me close the door.
It might be because DOE do not use Teams. That shouldn't be a problem.
Okay, let me see. Hi, Siriwanta.
Pong cannot make it today. Yeah.
Yeah. I enabled it, but not sure why she cannot hear.
Oh, we got one more member. Kamana. Awesome. So we definitely have quorum now. Lisa, you're on mute. Yeah.
Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. So next one, Steve Sakamoto. Steve Sakamoto.
Present and just myself.
Oh, thank you. And then Mary Brevid. I saw you here. And I turned on your mic already. Sandra Fruto.
I am present and I'm alone.
Present. My audio is echoing.
Okay, thank you. Dr. Thomas Lee.
He cannot make it.
Okay. And Kamana Walsh. No. Representative Amy Paruso.
Oh, sorry. I thought you called me before. I can't hear very well.
Okay. There's some echo. Sorry. Tony Inuye. No. Okay. We have enough quorum. Thank you so much. Yes.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you so much. Aloha. Good afternoon. So this meeting, welcome to the quarterly data task force meeting. This meeting, we're going to cover the bills related to data and AI and have some discussions on the data and AI summit on what topics we're going to cover during that panel, who can be attending that panel. So I have agenda and I have the bills on my screen I can share. I don't see necessary to have a PowerPoint deck for this meeting. Let's proceed to approve the last meeting minutes. I hope you all have a time to review the last meeting minutes. Does anyone have any questions or comments regarding the meeting minutes from December of 2025? No? So if there are no questions, may I have a motion to approve the meeting minutes?
I move to approve the minutes.
Thank you, Steve. May I have a second motion?
I second.
Okay, thank you, Mai. So for all those in favor of approving the minutes, please indicate by raising your virtual hands. 1, 2, 3. How many hands do we have, Lisa? 5. Okay, awesome. Anyone to object? To oppose? No. Okay. All right. Thank you. The meeting minutes are approved. We'll proceed to the next agenda item. Public testimony, right? Oh, sorry, I need to do the public testimony first. Sorry. Anyone from the public today who would like to testify? No? All right, so let's move on to the next agenda item. Update of data and bills. Thanks to Rep. Russo, we discussed several of the bills that's in our agenda before in the last data task force meeting. Let me bring my screen over to share. The first one, this is introduced by Rep. Chair Martin from Human Services. I'm not sure whether you have seen hold on, what I'm doing here. Okay. Here. Rep. Martin mentioned that she has this inspiration, it is a vision to have a central place where residents could get general screening on benefit eligibility and not with determination. And also to be able to submit information at one place instead of duplicated places. So that's this bill is about. And it would technically, because I'm from ETS, right? So technically it would mean that we need to understand this resident across different departments. So that's the resident 360 view of the person. In technical term, we call it master data management. And also we want to be able to have this link to the different systems, benefit systems, so we can send the information over. So that's this proposal about. The concern is that the benefit programs are managed by different business departments. So it's really, they should be in charge because they understand who are eligible to what program and what the eligibility rule is. And if the resident asks questions, if they have concern on the questions or they have additional question that need to talk to someone, they need to talk to a case manager who have this business expertise. Yeah, so we'll see where this goes. I think the business expertise side probably need to be stressed more for this. Yeah, that's the testimony ETS provided before in the House. Yeah. Anyone have any concerns on this? I know this is heavy on DHS and the DOH. I know that ETS is working with DHS on this. And I'm not sure what the update would be, and we'll wait for the next testimony where the information is published, because this is a public meeting. Yeah. All right, if no question, let's move on to the next one. The next one is the one we discussed during the last data task force meeting, where currently the open data portal has machine readable data sets. They are open data sets. And it does not have any capability for departments to automatically update. That's why a lot of the open data files are out of date. But in the meantime, there are a lot of public information, open data available at the departmental website or division, special websites created by different programs, divisions. There is this vision shared by Rep. Kunlun during one of the Data and AI Summit last year, that he was hoping that maybe there is a chatbot for the statewide, so resident doesn't have to figure out what question to ask when I go to different departments. They can just ask once, and then we can just direct it to different departments. Answers still provided by different departments by the business content owners who know their answer, who know how to address those questions. But just the pathway, there is a integrated pathway. So hopefully when a resident go to the state chatbot or even go to DHS or DOH chatbot, they're able to, with this connected network of data, open data in the back end, they're able to ask any questions about judiciary, about DHS, about DOH, about IT. It would just provide the answer from that department who owns that data, who owns the business content of that data. So one stop for residents. It's similar to the other concept about one stop for the residents on benefit eligibility programs. This is more one stop for open data. So that's this bill about. All the bills have, 3 bills have passed Senate and House, moved over to the other side, and hearing to be scheduled. Yeah, with this, we're looking at not only a chatbot, right? If you talk about only technology of chatbot, it's easy, but it's about the governance of the data. How do we figure out what open data we have out there at different locations? How can we catalog all of those open data? How can we check the quality of such data and making sure that we are informing the residents when they ask questions? Is it based on high quality data or based on estimate? So we can have this true transparency of not only the data, but also the quality of the data and who owns this data. If they have additional questions, who to contact. So the governance model of linking the data together, identifying all the data, that's majority of the work. It's not just the AI piece of the chatbot. Another thing we want to consider is, I think I would love for this team, the data task force member to consider is, how long should we keep the chat history in? If I'm a resident that asked a question about health a year ago, and there could be a consequence, good or bad, and I could take a screenshot, I could come back and ask additional questions. And do you know what I asked, what you provided me over a year ago? And so how much history of that chat conversation? My initial thought would be it would follow the retention guideline for the phone conversations when we have this customer service working with the residents. Is this still the case? I think it's not a statewide record. Statewide retention has to be a certain number of months, a number of years. It would be specific to your each individual program. How you define the data retention for the phone customer service, for the, the case manager through emails. that should follow with the chat, that just one more channel to add. It might not be just chat, it could be text message as well for accessibility, right? People might want to use voice instead of typing. People might want to use phone text instead of logging into your website to ask questions. So we want to make sure that this chatbot is a multi-channel virtual assistant instead of just a narrow scoped, just pure AI chatbot. That's this bill is proposing. And with this being approved, if it's being approved, we can develop this multi-channel virtual assistant with the open data governance. I think maybe 5% is the front end development, another 10% about the data retention, 85% would be the data governance. Do we have the complete set of open data? And who owns which part? Who controls the quality of it? If we identify the quality needs improvement, who are responsible for improving it? Where to update it? And how do we want to inform the residents? Is it about if the quality is not meeting certain standards, we're not using it? Or we inform the residents about the quality and warn them about the quality it's coming from, and in the meantime listing the human assistance available to them. I think we need to strategize as a team. Yeah, if that's approved, I think that would be an action item for us for this year. Even if it's not approved, I know some departments already developed chatbot. We as a team want to update our AI guideline with, for example, retention and any other things we want to add in there. Please help all of us think about it, and maybe next meeting in June, we can come together with some amendments, some additions to that guideline, so we can all approve together. One is another one is about the governance piece. How can we make sure that stress the importance of the data feeding the AI? Yeah, I can't stress it more. It's people need to understand it. It's magic doesn't just happen. It's the hard working of managing the data that supports it, the governance. When you talk about AI governance, that's the data governance majority. Yeah, how can we make that message across and make it clear to people who are not familiar with data concept? Yeah, I think that's one challenge we need to think of, how to update our guidelines, make it more effective. So that's that bill. Oh, and yeah, we later on we will have another update on the tools. The third one is for 2673. For this one is about for counties and the cities to standardize on the building permit standards. This is to be led by the Office of Planning. And we are probably the data task force, which just help to formalize the data standards. Yeah, but we do not have expertise on building permit data or building permit data standards at all. We can help distribute and formalize the standards, but we cannot contribute much to the standard creation or review process. Yeah, so that's our testimony was about. We're really lacking the expertise of this area, but we're willing to support. Yeah. Let's go back to our agenda items. The next agenda item is to provide an update on the tools procured for master data management, data governance, and the data lakehouse. At the end of last year, we procured Match 360 and Watson X data together from IBM. We procured a master data management tool for the entire number of the residents, include as many source systems as possible for the master data, for the Match 360. And we procured data governance for the state. There's no extra charge for any departments to onboard onto this data governance platform. Yeah, and we procured Watson X data lakehouse, where it can have a data staging. You can have the bronze, silver, gold layer of the data where any data cleaning is needed. Also for the data sharing, we had a meeting with the DOH data team and the IBM team expert lab last week to have a co-create planning session where we want to co-create because we don't want to just purely implement a tool. We have a business problem in mind. We want to solve this business problem. It might need part of each tool. It might need a combination of two tools. We don't want to start with the tools. We want to start with the business problem. For example, one example is for Department of Correction to share data, Department of Human Services. How can we facilitate that data sharing, linking the data together, manage the quality of the data, and translate the paper MOU terms, data sharing MOU terms, into the data governance rules within the system. That's the process we want to conduct for that use case. For each use case, we might touch part of each tool, but we're not looking for a holistic, one-stop or big bang implementation of a tool, only towards a use case. Yeah, and after next week, we're going to schedule 3 type of sessions with all the departments. One of them is to show both from the data owner side to data owner stored to the data consumer side. How can I know all the data I have? And how can I manage the access control, manage the quality, manage the classification, and protect the data that I own? And how can I easily share with others instead of 20 people contact me for my data and I have to email 20 people? I have to have extra work. If suddenly you need the data instead of monthly, you need it daily, that means every day I have to have manual work to prepare the data for you. So how can I avoid that to easily streamline this process using some AI tools to automatically read MOU, get the term interpreted, and I can just grant access. And then on the data consumer side, the data user side, they can easily accept access to that data and use the data. And how can they, if they have a problem to solve? For example, I see Steve here, rural health problem. I'm trying to solve that problem. And I can ask who has what health related data in the entire state. It would tell me the catalog of all the data, who has access to. Steve can easily tell I have access to those 10 data sets. Oh, the other 10 data sets, there are terms of MOU grant me access already. I just need to accept access. And the other 10, I have to request access. So there are existing standard flows we have to follow and quickly using AI augmented process to get access to the data. One is that, and the other side is from both the data store, data owner side to the data user, consumer side. What are the workflow? They're going to demo in the system, how to make it happen. Yeah. Throughout this process, IBM has an AI built-in AI tool. It's called Bob. I don't know why it's called Bob. So they offer a tool called another session called a Bobathon instead of hackathon. So they call it a Bobathon, Bob-A-thon, like a hackathon. So we can schedule many custom Bobathons as we want. Yeah. So I know some of the AI companies, when they do projects, they actually create a project plan. They have human hours. They also have agent hours planned for each project activity. So human would spend more time on the reviewing of the work, on the integration part of the work, on the risk management, issue management part of the work, instead of pure hands-on delivery, repetitive work. So they will have the agent hours doing the highly repetitive, mechanical works. The human would be more on the strategic side to ensure there's consistency, risk, issue management, all that. Probably the same human being, same number of resources doing it, but at a much faster speed and more accurate manner. So hopefully, I was joking to Bob, hopefully to IBM, hopefully we have Bob hours and we will have the human hours when we do our projects. Yeah, so that's the second training. The third training we're going to offer is called Build Agent in the Day. So where they would come, they can have as many sessions as needed to work with us on how to build an agent. So for the first workshop about the user governance side is more the business people. The Bobathon is more the architects. But this building agent in the day can be both. Yeah. I'm not sure whether you realize, I personally realize it requires less and less technical knowledge, more business knowledge to use AI now. Yeah, it's more about the business process. I tell it who I am, what I'm expecting, what rule I need to follow, what data to get, and what result I'm expecting. So it's more about that. It's not the pure technology. Yeah, so the first agent we would like to build in the build agent in the day is a IT support agent. So nobody need to create an ID, create a password anymore. It's all through text, email, using your Active Directory, security access, and reset the password. No need to log a ticket. It's all automatic. So they will create one during the day. So those are 3 coming, and there will be communications coming from ETS on that later on. All right, any question on that?
Hi, Rebecca.
Yes.
I just wanted to make sure if you saw the chat. Derek
I
had posted a
didn't.
question earlier, probably for the previous agenda item.
Oh, yes. I'm sorry. Thank you. Oh, I see the question from Raposo. Yes, was echoing for me in the beginning. I got it here. See, says I cannot unmute myself, not watching. Oh, Derek, would the chatbot be serving up open data for customer service and also including PII for actual service info? This bill is not. It's only for open data, public information. So it's general inquiry for the bill. This bill we're 2597. It's only for open data, the first phase. After we get the data architecture work out, then we can think about how each department can have more personalized service. Got it. To the record retention. Yes. Yeah, definitely. Derek will involve you in that. I will work with you on that data retention update. We probably need to update the data retention guideline and also the Gen AI guideline, 2 of them. Yeah. Thank you, Derek. Thank you, Joanna. All right, so after this, tool update. Yeah, I think the last data task force meeting in December, we shared the criterias, the different features we're looking at when we look at the vendor. Yeah, and cost is a one big consideration for us when we're picking the top 3 leaders for each category, and then we compare cost. It definitely has to be a leader first, and then compare cost. All right. So if no more questions, let's move on to the next one. Upcoming Data and AI Summit. That's this one. If you're able to attend this summit, please let me know, and I will make sure you're registered. GovTech can register Data Task Force members for us. Remember last year we had a general session on State Data Task Force. This year we have a similar session at 10 a.m. The focus is on opportunities and challenges in data and AI. Since we have this meeting and the Data and AI Summit is in second week of May, I wonder who would be able to be on this panel. We need at least 3 or 4 or 5. So the topic is about opportunities and challenges in data and AI. If we can have a perspective from health human services, from education, from private sector, from judiciary, that would be great. So you don't have to tell me now, but if you could just, it would be great if you can volunteer now. I just don't want to put anyone on the spot, even though I called your functions already. But it would be great. I would really appreciate if you can participate in this. Then we work together on what topics to discuss. You know, what you see in your work that people are more concerned about, that people are excited about, people have a lot of question about. Let's discuss that. Yeah, I think the chatbot data retention, that's definitely one thing, you know, the impact, right, of AI. It's on data governance impact, impact on data retention, impact on different areas. And what could be the inspiration, could be the future that we're seeing, we're excited about. Any suggestions, any suggested topics, you know, to discuss? We don't need to finalize now, but if anything, please feel free to add to the chat or just bring it up now. Either way is fine. Any suggestions? And sustainability, I see Kamala here. Sustainability, right? How can we use AI? Derek, AI government impact and how that ties into overall data governance. Yes, yes, that's a good one. Yep. Oh, Sandra, any cost implication for the storage of the open data?
Sorry, that was related to the earlier discussion around the chatbot and records retention and the
Oh,
length
yeah.
of time.
Yeah.
If cost is also a consideration in that.
Yeah. Exactly. Yeah, that will be. Because that's another channel, right? There will be more new conversations. Yeah, I know the vendors, they charge by the number of minutes you're on the chat or the number of messages you're exchanging. Yeah, so, and to keep it also, there is a cost. Thank you, Derek. And any other suggestions? I'm not sure, are we allowed to meet besides the public meeting to prepare for this data task force? Maybe what we can do, may I suggest you email me on your availability? Steve, you were on last year. I think Sandra, you were there. Mai, were you there? Yeah. So whoever is available, if you could let me know, that would be great. I think the audience definitely want to see where you see in real world the challenges, opportunities are, and what we as a data task force are thinking forward for data and AI, especially responsible use of data and AI. How can we embrace innovation, the change to make things better for the residents, for the operation of the government, in the meantime, control the risk and minimize the cost and also the protecting the data? How can we do that? How can we leverage it best? Yeah. Yeah, please email me if you're able to attend, and any questions you can think of, any topics you can think of, we can discuss during that. Yeah. Okay. We can make it more interactive this year because this is the third one. People are like the first one, people are all concerned about AI and the data, right? The second one, people are excited about data and AI. Hopefully this one, people have more experience and then have some questions in mind, practical questions, and they can share some motivation, want to bounce their ideas, to get more inputs. So we can discuss how much time we want to leave for the Q&A as well for that. Yeah, please email me. And then I'm going to forward your names to Lisa. Lisa is the organizer for the event from GovTech. She can help organize meetings to prepare for this session. All right. Thank you. Let's go back to agenda. Data and AI governance group. So we mentioned about the three trainings from IBM. We are also working with DHERT and Innovate US. Innovate US is founded by, it's part of the Northeastern University. It's a nonprofit organization where they published a lot of AI literacy trainings online. Several states are collaborating with them to offer their AI literacy trainings through their state-owned training systems. Yeah, and some states require certain training in order for an employee to get AI license. We need to consider that as well. Maybe we should update the AI guideline. Yeah. So I'm working with them to connecting with DHERT to see how we can offer their programs. They can give the files to us. We can just upload it to the learning management system. That's one thing. And then the IBM trainings, and we're working with AWS to provide AWS Quick Suite training. And Google, we already have their training on our data.hawaii.gov. Yeah, we're working with all the vendors on the different trainings. And our ETS, another team, they are providing Copilot training on, they have provided Copilot training for Microsoft already. Yeah. Right. So discussions, one is on data retention for AI chatbot conversation history. I think, yeah, like we discussed, it probably should follow the other channels defined by the business owners who are owning that business domain. Yeah. Any suggestions on AI governance best practice? We're evaluating AI governance tools right now. We listed the features like what we did, what features we are looking for. The right AI governance is supposed to be able to, when you have a chatbot, for example, or you have an AI agent, when the AI provide answer, it's supposed to tell you what data you have access to, tell you the quality of the data, tell you if there's any bias or anything, the accuracy of the answer. If the accuracy is 80% or versus 90%, whoever's using that tool need to be fully informed. We need to have that transparency in place. So if we're saying that human always in the loop, humans are still responsible for all the answers, but we need to equip human with the right information, with full transparency, so people can feel comfortable to be accountable. Otherwise, if you give me a black box, in the meantime, you're telling me I'm accountable, I don't feel comfortable, right? I don't know how much I should trust you. So that's one area. I'm not sure any other governance best practice. Earlier we discussed to have a AI guideline update in June. We probably can come up with an AI governance best practice in June as well. You don't have to come with all the list now, but please help think of this and brainstorm this, and let's share notes so we can get ready for the next meeting. We can have that. Yeah. It's responsible use of data and AI is more and more important. Make sure we're protecting people's data, but in the meantime, we're able to serve them better. Yeah. And one question is, I think it's not just for data guidelines, for all the IT policies, guidelines, standards, how to enforce guidelines based on your experience, like both process-wise and technology-wise. I don't know, we published the guideline there, but I'm not sure how we enforce it. And do we have the technology to enable people to use it, to follow it, so we can enforce it? That's the question we always ask internally within ETS. How can we make sure that we can enforce it? I know some states, they have AG office enforcing all the policies and the guidelines. And I'm not sure about what works here, what's the best practice here. Yeah, so within your department, if you have a best practice, a process, or a tool you use to track, to encourage people to, however, to enforce the guidelines, please let me know. Yeah, definitely need your help here. Yeah, we talked about the potentially mandatory AI training. The Innovate US AI training are very short. A couple of hours, it's not like day long. So it's acceptable and very focused on the business side, on the responsible use of AI side. It's not about technology at all. So I think that's what that's many states are making mandatory in order to get AI tool. Any other suggestions? Yeah, please let me know. Any other thing to add? Any suggestions or any thoughts on any of the discussion topics? I saw people nodding heads when we talk, and I wonder if you have anything to share now. No? Okay, yeah. Yes.
I had a question about the earlier discussion on the IBM Match 360. What is your timeline for that?
We are trying to, I don't want to promise anything, but we're trying to start when it's short. The Match 360 Master Data Management project program now, it's instead of 12 months or a year, it's now like weeks, 6 to 8 weeks, 8 to 12 weeks. So we're looking at the first half of the year to have a small use case in.
I see.
Yeah, yeah. So the tool is ready. If you want to use the tool, let's discuss. Yeah, it's
Okay.
available for you to use, for anyone to
okay.
use. Yeah, so have number of consolidated citizen records, master records. Doesn't matter how many systems it's coming from.
I see. Okay.
Yeah, yeah.
Thank
So
you.
hopefully,
Yeah.
yeah, thank you, thank you. ETS just provide the platform, provide the standards, and each department you will create your own bubble in it. You manage your own data there.
I
Yeah,
see.
we don't see it, we don't touch it. We don't want Rebecca to see every single piece of information, every data. We want to protect the data.
Right. Right.
Yeah. Yeah, we just
Okay.
make, yes, if it's a standardized platform for everyone to share the data, it's just easier to share, save some time for you all. Yeah, we're here to serve all the departments. All right. Anything else? All right. So several action items. Please let me know, and I'll send an email to all the members as well because several of them couldn't make it today. If you are available to be able to attend the data task force panel, please let me know. And any topics you think would be on top of people's minds, let me know. Yeah, that's one thing. The second thing is about best practice for AI governance. And what should we update our AI guidelines with besides the data retention and anything else, mandatory training, anything else we can think of. Yeah, we don't want to update every quarter because we do require review process and we're adding work for the reviewers. So let's think of everything as much as possible now. But in the meantime, we do recognize AI is evolving so fast. Yeah, there will be new things to consider. Yep. All right. Anything else to add? No? Okay. Oh, it's 3:51. The next meeting is scheduled on June 15th. Yeah. That would be summer break time. So if anyone have a suggestion on the days earlier better for you or a little later, let me know. Yep. Okay, and I think Derek just added the topic of governing AI tools proliferation with free tools, paid tools built into XT. Yes, that's a great one. Love it. Thank you, Derek. Yeah, because we are all everyone was confused at one point, right? Some are built-in tools, some are generic tools that across all the platforms. Now we're focusing on the tools that can be across the platforms. Yeah, because if it's the same cost, and why don't we just have one that's powerful with connectors to everything and be able to handle everything to generate documents in any format? Can be Google Sheet, can be Excel, can be anything, or PDF, right? And it's just like a one-stop for chatbot and one stop for the benefit information. There should be one stop for AI. We shouldn't need to figure out which one of the 20 AI tools we should use. We should just go to one place, be able to, maybe that would be one of the AI best practice we can think of to update in June. Thank you, Derek. Those are great topics. All right. Okay, so I think understanding some existing software vendors have their own AI add-on in their existing software package is yes. Yeah. Yeah, definitely. Yeah. So some softwares have built in, some just free add-on. We don't need to strip it out. We can just use it. It will accelerate the existing process within that software. But some are across different platforms. Like I might want to create one document And the output could be one email plus one PowerPoint plus a PDF file plus something. So in that case, if you use a tool, AI add-on built within a tool, it would be a little challenging. All right. So that would be it for today. Thank you so much. May I have a motion to adjourn the meeting?
I move to adjourn the meeting.
Thank you. May I have a second? Thank you, Steve.
Second.
Okay, thank you, Senja. All right, so if there's no objection or no further discussions, the meeting is adjourned. Thank you so much. See you in June, and please email me about your feedbacks. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.